Hi and welcome. Stacey and I are going to talk about some of the things that are going on at the Senior Center and in the community again in the month of January. So welcome again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Wanted to talk about the Memory Cafe. First of all, that's every other week, if I'm correct.
Yeah, every other week they come, they meet people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, or other cognitive issues can come, and they bring their caregiver with them. And they do activities, they have discussions, they have lunch at the Senior Center. So it's a really nice program to, come in, get acclimated with the Senior Center and be able to have that support provider with them to really navigate and be able to enjoy some of the activities that we offer there.
Yeah,
so
I would think it'd be
nice.
really enjoyable and helpful for caregivers and support people.
Absolutely.
Who need to hear other stories and have some fun.
Exactly, and they need to get out and they need to socialize, and depending on limitations and things like that, we don't want to see people sequestered in their home and not accessing the community around them. So it's been a wonderful program, been very, very well attended, so we're really excited to continue that on. So
great.
Yeah.
And then there's the Brain Fitness and Smoothie class.
Yes, this is one of my favorites. So we have people from Lutheran Rehab Services coming in, and they do, they sit down and they make a smoothie, and everybody gets to have a smoothie.
And the smoothie is a healthy smoothie, though, not the kind that I would.
Of course, I know, probably not the kind with the ice cream and all that,
Right,
but
yeah.
delicious just the same. And they do different exercises and things like that, like a meditation piece and things like that. So, it's a really calm, relaxing, and good way to get that wellness going, especially now in January. We're all doing all
That's
of
right,
our
we're all
New
intent on that,
Year's
yes.
resolutions.
That's right.
So really kind of providing people with that, and also just again a place to relax, a place to meet other people and things like that. And it's very social, so it's nice.
And New Year starts, we're all intent on
know.
getting healthy, losing weight, getting into exercise, and actually we're going to talk about that later in one of our segments about healthy ways to
Oh.
get started with exercise programs.
Nice.
This month and next month we're going to be talking to some people who know what they're doing, as opposed to myself, who would just go and injure
And just
himself
kind
in
of
one
wing
day.
it because I did this 20 years ago. Why can't I do it
that,
today?
that happens a lot at this point. That happens a lot. The 15th, I believe it is, there's the Friends are putting on a program with a magician.
Yeah, I know. How cool is that?
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see that. We have a friends group, and they are supporters. It's a 501c3, so we actually depend on them a lot for funding for different things, like if we need the piano tuned or if a table breaks or chairs, because that's not in the town budget. So it's a wonderful way to support the Senior Center. It costs $10 a year to join them, and they get to vote on, members, positions, things like that, give ideas and what have you. But the actual events are open up to everybody, and they're more than welcome to come. But it just sounds so fun, and I
It
just
does.
love
That sounds
the
like
idea.
fun. And that group, it's a very active group.
Absolutely.
And for somebody who's looking for something to do, that would be a great group too.
Yeah, and they have light refreshments. I believe they do raffles and a few other things. So, it's a really fun time. So definitely come out. It's the third Tuesday of every month, and like you said, this month it happens to be on the 15th. So great time.
One thing I wanted to talk about, because people are used, I think, to coming to the Senior Center for fuel assistance, to sign up for fuel assistance, and we were discussing before we started doing this videotaping about some of the programs that are affected by the government shutdown that maybe people don't really think about as being affected.
Absolutely.
The WIC program, the SNAP program, and fuel assistance
Yes.
is one of those programs that is being affected.
Yeah, so right now, please call the Senior Center. We may or may not be in the process of doing the applications because it does absolutely affect that program. Also, we do AARP taxes, usually from February to April. And again, that program could possibly be affected depending on what comes out over the next, few days, few weeks, however long this is going to transpire, it could change some of that. So I would suggest, you can call, as needed and just kind of find out the latest update. But if not, I would try more towards the end of the month, because hopefully there'll be some resolution and some things will have settled and things like that. Right now, especially for the AARP program, the taxes as well as tax work-off, which I'm going to get into in a second. We are doing a sign-up list, so if you are interested in those programs, please get on those, just because we don't really know exactly where everything's going to land. So we'll be calling you back once we get the information and kind of giving you a heads up and what to do, what the next steps are and things like
Explain
that.
the tax
So the tax work-off program is a program we have. We have a certain amount of slots, and every year it's determined by the assessor's office how many slots are going to be open and how much it's going to be for. And so it is income related. So depending on what your income is, you would fill out an application and go through a process, and then we select however many spots we have. We'll pick that amount of people to be able to get a small percentage off of their third quarter tax bills.
Oh, okay,
So, yeah.
by working volunteering.
By working X amount of hours. Usually it's somewhere between 60 and 70 hours. In the past it has been. It kind of fluctuates just depending on how much it is and minimum wage and things like that. So it all kind of determines that piece. So but it's a wonderful program for people who are eligible and who do qualify for it.
That's great. That's great. Volunteer opportunities?
Gosh, we need everything. We're always looking for people for the meal site to help with the meals, Meals on Wheels drivers, reception, greeters up at the high school. This time of year, a lot of people travel, so it's great when we can bring people on board to cover some of those, pieces, as well as, people get sick this time of year.
Sure.
Just the nature of the, life.
Sure. And I'd be remiss if we didn't mention that we're looking for more crew members here.
Yes.
Absolutely. And come and have fun.
Always.
And then I wanted to wrap this segment up by talking about the fact that you're leaving the Senior Center, going off to another great opportunity. And
I am. I've been here over 10 years and love it. It was a really hard decision. I work with amazing people in the office. They're so kind. The receptionists and the office staff itself, all of our volunteers. I mean, they're just so inspirational to me that they just come and they give and they expect nothing in return. And it's just amazing to be part of that, and it has been amazing over the years, and just getting involved with different organizations in the town and really just working alongside of so many people and being able to create some change and create some goodness and kindness and giving back.
Sure.
So it's been an incredible opportunity. So
we will miss you. You're going to become a director of a camp.
I am a day camp. I'm really excited. And one of the cohorts is kids with autism, which my son has. So to me, it just kind of hit my heart. So
that's great. That's great. Well, best of luck with that.
Thank you.
And wishing everybody a happy new year, and we will be back soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Hi, we're talking about the Wish Wizard.
Yes.
And the program that you ran over the Christmas and holiday period, and the trees. And Stacey, why don't you tell us about it? It went very well.
Yeah, I'm so excited. It was so fun to talk to you about it a couple weeks ago, and now we're at the end. And it was phenomenal. So the Foundation for Autism Acceptance Worldwide has a program called Wish Wizard, and what we did was we put giving trees around in Shrewsbury. So we had Unibank in Shrewsbury, Citizens Bank in Shrewsbury at the Stop and Shop. We had one at Dunkin' Donuts in Grafton, and one at the Sugar Shack, which is, it's really kind of a neat concept. It's in Westboro, and what they've done is their 18 to 22 program for people with special needs. They have a candy store that the kids work in. They do the inventory, they ring the cash register, they greet the people, they stock the shelves, they do everything there, and then their actual program is kind of wrapped behind it. So obviously where it's special needs and things like that, that was, a good location for the tree and things like that. So we had 4 trees in all, and it was just amazing. We had the community donate about 70% of the 106 wishes that came through. The wishes were just supposed to be Central Mass, but in the end, we ended up getting people as far away as Boston, the North Shore, Springfield, down on the South Coast, New Bedford area. So in the end, it really kind of took hold and kind of caught fire in a lot of people. You know, it went out to a lot of people.
Oh, that's great.
And next year we're hoping, you know, to have some grants in place that we can, you know, really service those areas as well. So the community stepped up, and I just want to thank Shrewsbury, Grafton, Westboro, surrounding towns for just really taking this to their heart, buying things for people. I mean, the donations were so incredibly generous. We did about 70% through the trees, and then the foundation picked up the remainder of it. But people were bringing in things like these big Lego sets and $50 gift cards, and I mean, just like amazing, amazing people. You know, a lot of the families, because of therapies they have to do and things like that, there's so much on their plate. So to have something that, you know, they really couldn't afford to do, like one of the kids wanted one of those big Shopkin malls, so we were able to do that. Another one wanted like this big Paw Patrol, I don't know, boat or something, and like, so it was just really fun to, you know, just see everybody, you know, so happy with the gifts and things like that. So I just personally wanted to thank this community because they stepped up in so many ways, whether it was supporting Jagger at the show and this, it's been amazing. So what we did was we had a party December 29th over at the library for the recipients to come and their families, and we had food and drink and the gifts, and we had a girl who actually just won the WCCA New Voices competition in Worcester, Chloe Belcito. She sang for the kids, and then her and Jagger did a duet of Let It Go, which was awesome. And then his birthday was the next day. So we had a big cake that was made by Gerardo's, who's one of the sponsors. They did our cake and also the cupcakes. So they made a beautiful thing with the Wish Wizard logo, and then they had some Disney stuff like Olaf and Tinkerbell and Mickey and Minnie and Pluto. It was absolutely adorable. So they were able to sing happy birthday. So Chloe, you know, led everyone in singing happy birthday to Jagger. So since he had to, you know, give out gifts, we figured he may as well get a little something.
There you go,
too.
sure.
So, so that was really, really nice. And in the end, we had 211 people come. Some of the people couldn't come because if they had like agoraphobia or some of like, you know, mobility issues or, you know, anxiety issues and things like that. So they weren't able to attend. So we've been kind of working to get the gifts to everybody and things like that. But I wanted to thank the sponsors. We had Dean Park Pizza, who donated pizza for us. We had Gerardo's Bakery, as I said. We had Wegmans step up, and they did sandwich platters and like the little wraps, and they had vegetable tray, fruit tray. Dunkin' Donuts in Grafton was incredibly generous. We had a tree there, as well as they gave us all the coffee, hot chocolate, and munchkins for the day. Bohemia over here in Shrewsbury, they gave us a big tray of appetizers and lo mein, I think it was, and fried rice. And Price Chopper gave us a lot of, you know, paper plates, napkins, silverware, that kind of stuff, so we could actually, you know, have something to put the food on, which is awesome. And Stop and Shop did like a lot of the waters and other drinks and things like that.
That's
so,
great.
I mean, just so many people were just so generous and so kind and really stepping up. And if there's anyone I'm forgetting, I'm sorry. But it was just an amazing day, and just to see the smiles on the kids' face, and then saying like things like, "Oh, how did the Wish Wizard know what I wanted?" And it was just so sweet and so touching. So I mean, these are moments we kind of live for. So it was really successful. It was nice to open it up to all special needs because we met a lot more people than we normally do because, you know, a lot of our focus is on autism and things like that. So really excited for going forward and, you know, doing it again next year. And I look forward to kind of visiting with you about different things we have going on with the foundation. And that's pretty much it.
Well, that's great. Well, that's great. Thank you again to all the people who sponsored and participated. And thank you for pulling it all together. A lot of work. A lot of work.
Was. And I have to thank my Alana Dion, who's my right hand in all this, and she actually hand painted every T-shirt that went out to a recipient, and it was amazing. So we're just so excited. So thank you again for inviting me to be on the show and chat about this.
We'll be back soon. Hi, we're here today with Linda Amatucci, owner of Kimochi Massage and Bodywork. I got it right. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Wanted to talk a little bit about the benefits of massage. You've been doing this for quite a while?
Yes, about 14 years.
Oh, great. And people, I know I've had the opportunity to have some massages and always feel terrific after it. What is the real benefit for people, aside from just feeling good afterward? What is the benefits of massage for people?
Well, I think there's a variety of reasons for benefits, and it depends on why the person is coming in.
Okay.
The biggest thing is that it enhances the natural chemicals that we have within our body. It enhances the serotonin, which is what the feeling that some people will get after drinking a glass of wine, that relaxed feeling. It also enhances dopamine, which is really good for each individual. And by enhancing that dopamine, though, it's the feeling like of addiction. So when some people say that they're addicted to massage, they truly are, because it's producing that chemical. And then it also helps with the cortisol. And so it enhances a lot of the good chemicals that come within our body to make us feel a certain way.
Okay. So if you're suffering from arthritis, if you're a little, well, not necessarily older, but if you are older and you're suffering from arthritis or muscle stiffness of one sort or another, it stimulates the muscles or the chemicals or both?
Both. When you have anything that has an itis, which means inflammation, then of course whoever is performing your massage will need to be careful to make sure that they don't make that area more inflamed. But they can also make that area feel a little bit more relief by working above and below such areas or adjusting their pressure. So it does, because massage moves a lot of blood, it will also help reduce inflammation depending if it was done correctly for that individual.
Okay, and there's a lot of training to become a certified massage therapist, isn't there?
Licensed. The state of Massachusetts does not require us to be certified at this point.
Okay.
But when I went to school, it was about 600 hours. I believe it went up a little bit more.
Okay.
But there's a lot of intense between anatomy and physiology and learning the body, the bones, et cetera, like that, and all the chemical compounds, et cetera, that any person would need to know if they were touching another human being.
Sure, sure. What would what would somebody thinking about finding a massage therapist to go to, what should we look for? I mean, there's a license involved.
Yes.
Aside from that, references from people that you know, or?
Yes, they could go onto the Massachusetts.gov board, and they can actually find out if somebody's truly licensed or not.
Okay.
You could just either put in the individual's name, and their name should pop up with a license number. And then I think with anything else, obviously in today's day and age, we're all looking for value, but sometimes value is not as comparable as other things. Mm-hmm. But there is a venue for every individual. So if there's something that you're looking for in particular, so if it's arthritis, you may not want to go to someone who's specializing in just sports, though that sports massage therapist could help you. So there's a lot of massage therapists who do focus on very particular things. There's for oncology, there's geriatrics, there's prenatal. There's a lot of different
sort of specialties within the.
Correct.
Oh, that's interesting. So if you're considering massage as a healing, a way to heal,
Yes.
and a way to eliminate some of the pain that you're having, and maybe for the other benefits of moving blood around it helps to know kind of what you're looking for and ask specifically for those kinds of massage therapists?
Yes, and also the suggestion that I would give to an individual is just because one massage therapist is good for someone, it doesn't mean that they're good for another person. Mm-hmm. Because just like anything, like your doctor, you have to like your doctor in order for you to be honest. So you need to like your massage therapist as well and feel comfortable that you can say what it is that you need to say. And it's really important that the person will divulge their entire history to the licensed massage therapist, be it medications, broken bones, any kind of surgeries, because that does affect the quality of massage, and for the therapist to find out is there adhesions that they need to work on or anything like that.
All right, and what kind of specialties are you involved with?
My primary is deep tissue massage. I do sports as well, and therapeutic, because they're very, very similar.
Okay. But deep tissue massage, now who would come to you for relief for, Or what conditions might somebody look for you to, or somebody who does deep tissue massage, as opposed to sports or obviously prenatal or?
Right. Deep tissue, so everybody always feels that it hurts, and sometimes it can hurt because it is a deeper concept. So you have your muscles, and there's various layers of our muscles. So the knot may not be on the surface or the second layer, it may actually be deeper in.
Okay.
So then we need to take our time to get to that area. So people need to learn that, to understand that too. That sometimes, you know, you're gonna come in and go, oh, I have a shoulder ache and I want it gone immediately. And it may not be gone immediately because we need to take the time to be able to work that area. And also with deep tissue, you know, the individual, it's not one of those ones that you're going to necessarily fall asleep, because I would need interaction with you for you to tell me, is that pressure good? Is it too much for you? Because I need to work with what works best for the individual.
Well, that's interesting. So there are massage therapists who specialize in different kinds of massage, which means people, if they have a specific kind of condition or problem that you're looking to get some relief from, they need to ask. We need to ask of massage therapists, all right, here's what I'm looking to do. Is this an area of your specialty?
Correct, because each massage therapist picks an area that they choose that they like best.
Sure.
And they actually will then continue education that would hone in on their specialty. So therefore, they would have more knowledge than perhaps another therapist on a specific thing that's looking to be addressed.
And massage therapy is really part of a holistic approach to medicine, not just, oh, let's go and relax and feel good.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of varieties. I mean, you can go just to
Sure,
relax,
sure.
but it does definitely have a benefit to control things. Like a lot of people have headaches and thumb problems because we're always using our cell phones now. So I do think that it's a very much of a good complement to Western medicine. But, you know, unfortunately, in today's society, right now, insurance doesn't quite cover it. So
yes,
people don't always go as much as they probably should.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. This has been really informational for me and interesting to learn about the different specialties that I hadn't thought of with massage therapy. I appreciate you coming by to talk with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
And we'll be right back. Well, hi, I'm here with Bonnie Lefrak from the Fitness Asylum in Shrewsbury. It's a new year, and people are really hell-bent on getting themselves in shape this time of year and getting back to the weight they once were or once thought they were, at least maybe 20 years ago. But we want to help people who are really serious about getting into some sort of regular exercise pattern, which is a great thing, to do it safely and smartly. And I appreciate your coming and everybody coming to show us a few exercises and stretching and how to get started with an exercise program.
Yes, very timely topic. Thanks for inviting us. We see a lot of people who are first-time exercisers even in the certainly over 40 and over 50 and moving into the 60 age demographic. We do see a lot of first-timers. We see a lot of people like you and me who used to do something different 20 years ago, and then you get into a situation, with injuries, limitations, things that, aren't, joints not working the same way. So we do see a ton of people who need modifications. Totally normal, and we want to help people start exercising safely. I think there's nothing worse than being gung-ho, being mentally ready to work out and achieve your goals, and then have a setback. An injury is a big setback. So we are believers that you can get a lot from certainly body weight type of exercises. One thing I think that's really helpful, and you mentioned stretching, is a dynamic or active stretch. So in other words, when I was in grade school a long, long time ago, it was just holding static stretches and trying to push or manually, manipulate your leg to, stretch in a certain way. Over time, especially with the functional sports performance and functional medicine and the physical and how physical therapy has come up, they're just showing people how to warm up with movement. And I think that would really help most people, no matter, so they can do this at home, they can go to their local big box gym, they could come to us, they can go anywhere they want and do this. And you can do it every day, even if you don't actually do a full workout. It's something you could start your day with and get the blood flowing. So Do you want to look at what an active warm-up would
Well, we'd
look
like to, and I want to introduce
Sure.
the people who are actually going to do this.
They're good. I brought them for a reason.
And you're,
Caitlin Theodoro and Rachel Vincequeer.
great, well, welcome to you too. And, but yes, if you could show us, demonstrate a few active stretches or however
You know,
somebody
like,
can
what is
warm
this
up.
called? Active. Yeah. So
Okay.
an active warm-up or a dynamic warm-up. Caitlin, you want to show a couple things that you would have people do to get warmed up?
Sure. Definitely air squats. Great bang for your buck. Just make sure shoulders are back, straight up and down. Squeeze your butt at the top. Doesn't have to be super fast.
Do you want to show it from the side too, just so people can, yeah. So this seems like, so this is, first of all, this could be a workout. Like, I mean, literally, so you might even go into it slower or shallower, so less of a bend. And you will warm up and you will therefore sort of stretch your muscles. If you do stretching before you're warmed up, a lot of times that's where injuries come in
Sure.
from.
Yep.
What else you got?
Even a pulse lunge. Nice 90-degree angles.
From the
Make
side.
sure that knee is in alignment with your ankle. And then switch it up.
And it does, it seems simple, but simple is good. And the no pain, no gain thing is all a lie.
It is a lie. I think people tend to, they start the new year and the new year resolutions with, I need to work out 5 days a week. I need to, be in pain. I need to like sweat and grunt and like, it has to be really hard. And it doesn't.
Right.
You just got to get started. Anything you would add to your diet? I have a couple ones.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, me?
Go ahead.
I like really simple things, and this also could help somebody with balance. So if your balance isn't great, feel free to hold on to a wall, but you're literally pulling your knees up one at a time. It's like a march where you're trying to bring that knee up higher and higher, and you may only get here or here. Over time, right, as you get a little bit warmer, you do it for a minute or two, you start to bring this up, and you really warm up your hip joints. Do you do the Frankenstein walk thing?
We do.
We do,
So
all
we
right.
would walk out and bring one leg up at a time.
And my kids do this in karate, so it's got to be good.
Mm-hmm.
It is, it's, in fact,
And that looks good for balance too.
it really is. And so a lot of these things, I know it doesn't sound sexy or like I saw this on some type of sports performance website. These are really basic things, but they will serve you no matter who you are. So you could be someone who is brand new to exercise. You could be someone who's worked out all the time. You really should incorporate this in your workout to warm up your body, stay healthy, avoid injuries. The injuries, little injuries add up over time.
Sure.
And that's where I think a lot of people get frustrated and they just give up working out.
And that's what we want to help them to avoid.
Avoid
It's
it.
giving up, getting hurt and saying, this just isn't for me. I mean, anything that you can do to help your balance, especially as you get a little older. But even as for a younger person, you're going to get hurt if you lose your balance. So any of the exercises like that, and the bringing your knees up, I mean, all that is really good to develop more balance. And I think that's a big problem. And as people get older, that becomes a really big issue.
Even up and down off the floor sometimes is an
Is
issue.
an issue.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, depending where they're coming from that level, if
Mhm.
getting up and down, obviously, doing floor work might be a lot more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Just even like a modified, well, I was going to say it's like it's called a Turkish getup, but I don't want to scare people. But literally, if you want to start by holding on to something, and even just something as simple as this,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't seem like much, but that's a lot. A lot of people don't have that core strength or that mobility or that proprioception where you're like know where you are in space, and all of that matters. We don't want to see people get too far ahead of themselves, embark on a really rigorous gym program when they're not fully confident.
Right.
That's part of it, right? Not the confidence issue. I think is really big. People are afraid of getting hurt. But if you can just do a couple simple things,
And then it's repetition.
It's just
Everything
repetition.
that all of you had showed today, if you just do repetition of any of those exercises, and you'll know, again, you're not trying to get hurt, no pain,
Exactly.
but you just work yourself up into how many reps you can do.
she did squats and lunges. There's a million variations of squats and lunges. So many that and body weight is where I'd have most people start. You don't have to get dumbbells or barbells or kettlebells or anything other than your own body weight, and to work on, just your alignment and mobility, and does it feel good? Sometimes it's as simple as, taking off your shoes,
Oh, yeah.
or variations like that. But I just think for the average person, we do want to see people work out. And I think people do want to work
Yeah, I
out.
think people do.
They
Yeah.
do.
It's
And
a-
it really, this is a big barrier, this active, is there anything else for a dynamic warm-up that you'd have people do?
I even do
That they
like for
could do at home?
hamstrings. You can
Oh,
use
right.
nothing at all. Your feet are together. You come down. I tell everyone to pretend they're holding a bar. They come down. You can feel the stretch in the hamstring. You come up almost like you're pressing a bar overhead. Come back down. Repeat, and you get a good stretch right into that hamstring area, and come up, and you repeat those for maybe about 10 or 12
Again,
reps.
simple, something
And
people
it's
can do at
simple.
home.
And then you can add and incorporate something lightweight as you progress. You know,
Even-
to incorporate in.
Yeah, that's great. All right, this has been super. The time's flown right by,
It
as
has.
always.
It has.
And I appreciate you coming by, and hopefully this will help people get started in a nice, safe way, an enthusiastic way to getting themselves healthier in the new year.